Sonia was a 75-year-old woman living in New York City. She lived alone in a small apartment downtown. Sonia's life has not always been easy, but she has always managed to overcome challenges. She had a son named John who was the pride of her life. John was Sonia's youngest child. He was always very rebellious and troublesome. He didn't like following rules and often got into trouble. Sonia always tried to help him, but John wouldn't listen. Over the years, John became involved with drugs and ended up moving away from Sonia. She tried to help him several times, but John wouldn't change. Sonia was sad and disappointed with the choice her son made, but she never stopped loving him. One night Sonia was sitting in her apartment looking out the window. It was raining heavily outside and she could hear the sound of rain hitting the windows. Sonia was sad because her son had not visited her for months. She cried alone all night, feeling abandoned and sad. She wondered what she had done wrong as a mother. She had never given up on John, but he had left her alone. The next day, Sonia went for a walk down the street. She was feeling sad and alone. That's when she saw someone approaching her. It was John. Sonia was surprised and happy at the same time. She didn't know what to expect from him, but she was happy to see him again. John was different. He was thinner and looked tired. He approached Sonia and said he was sorry for what he had done. He said he had walked away from her because he was ashamed of what he had become. He said that he had become a drug addict and that he was struggling to get out of that world. Sonia was thrilled to hear John's words. She hugged her son and began to cry with joy. She was happy to see that her son had changed and that he wanted to be a part of her life again. John asked Sonia for forgiveness and said he was determined to change his life. He said that he had enrolled in a rehabilitation program for drug addiction and that he was struggling to overcome his addiction. Sonia was happy to see John's effort to change. She supported him and encouraged him to keep fighting. She said she would always be there to help him with whatever he needed. John began visiting Sonia regularly. He helped her with the housework and took her for walks. He would also talk about his progress in the rehabilitation program. Sonia was happy to see that her son was becoming a better person. One day, John brought Sonia a present. It was a memoir he had written about his life. He told the story of how he had become involved with drugs and how it had affected his life and his mother's life. He also wrote about his struggle to overcome addiction and how Sonia had been an inspiration to him. Sonia was thrilled to read John's book. She saw that he had really changed and that he was committed to staying clean. She felt an immense pride in her heart as she saw her son's determination to change his life. The days passed and Sonia and John grew closer and closer. She saw that her son had become a better person and that he was finally at peace with himself. She felt happy and grateful to have her son back in her life. One night, Sonia looked out the window again. It was raining again, but this time she wasn't sad. She knew she had her son's love and that was all that mattered. She smiled to herself and thanked God for giving her the opportunity to see John become a better person. And it was on that rainy night that Sonia realized that life can be full of ups and downs, but that love and family are the most important things in life. She knew she would never feel alone again and that together, she and John could face any challenge. And so, with a smile on her face, Sonia fell asleep, feeling happy and grateful for the life she had.